everybody, I'm Zoe and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a short session with the foam roller, and we're really going to be focusing on opening up the chest, opening up the shoulders. It's going to be particularly nice if you've had a long day sort of sitting at a desk or driving or on your phone or reading, anything that your kind of body is hunched forwards in this position. We're going to really work to open out the shoulders and pull everything back and release some tension in the back muscles here as well. So we're going to start off by bringing our foam roller into a mid position on the mat, and we're going to sit onto the roller. We're going to have our arms just behind. You can turn your hands to face the other direction or inwards, totally up to you, whatever feels most comfy. You can have a little soft bend in the elbows, and spine is in a neutral position to begin. Feet and knees are as wide as the hips. And we're just going to start to gently tuck our pelvis under, so tailbone tucks under, so that we're lengthening out our lower back, stretching out the lower vertebra, and then we're going to just gently roll back to a neutral position. And we're going to just keep going with these about 8 times. Just to stretch out and mobilize the lower back and the hips, and just start to become a little bit more present in your practice. So focus on your breathing, taking deep breaths, zoning into the body, having a little check-in with how everything's feeling, whether it's in the morning, afternoon or evening. This session would be nice to do at any time in the day. And yeah, just zoning in and starting to feel a little bit of a release through the glutes, perhaps through the hips, the lower back, and then come back to a central position with your legs and with the roller just underneath your hips again. And then we're going to lift one leg up and we're going to cross it over the opposite knee. And then we're just going to gently rock to the side that our knee is lifted. So just rock into that glute and then rock the other way. And this might feel quite stiff and a little bit tight. And if it is, that's okay. That's why we're working it to begin, just so that we can get this lovely release in the hips, the glute muscles and the lower back. And then come back to center. Your roller might try and kind of go back a little bit. Don't worry about that. Just reposition when you pop your leg down. Just roll it back, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So rocking to the side that the knee is lifted first, getting nice and deep in your twist, and then the other way. And we're also working a lovely bit of rotation in the lower to mid back here. Breathing in and out. And then coming back to the middle and placing the foot back to the ground. Really lovely. And then take your pelvis in front of the roller and just relax your glutes down to the ground. And then we're going to lie onto the roller. And the roller wants to be just at the base of your shoulder blades. So if you've got a kind of bra strap line, or kind of just to visualize that bra strap line area, it wants to sit about here, no lower kind of than this area here. We don't want it to be going into the lower back at all. So we're going to lie with the roller underneath us, and then we're just going to take our hands and interlace them behind our head, with the thumbs supporting the base of the skull, the knees again bent hip distance apart. Okay, and from here we're just going to slowly lower our head, neck and chest back. Feel a big widening across the chest, and then just lifting back up. And we'll go again. Breathing in, set gently, coming back, and breathing out to lift back up to your start position. And again, we're going to do about 8 of these movements, mobilizing the spine, getting a lovely extended position in the spine, a beautiful widening in the chest. And when we widen the chest, we open up the rib cage, the lungs, and everything just starts to stretch out, and we start to create this big, beautiful, wide open space in the upper body. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Let the chest open, maybe soften back a little bit deeper, and then lift up. And let's do one more. Stretch back, and then lift up. Lovely. Okay, now we're just going to do a little lift with our hips, and our gaze is going to shine up towards the ceiling, and then we're just going to do a few rolls forwards and back, making sure that the roller never goes lower than the start position just at the base of the shoulder blades, and it just comes up to the base of the neck when you roll it up towards your head. So it's just in that upper back area, getting a lovely massage for the muscles in the shoulders, upper back, and then slowly lower your pelvis down to the ground. And then we're just going to gently roll around onto our sides. Okay, so side lying position. Feet and knees are as wide as the hips. Don't let your ribs drop down like this. Just lift your ribs up slightly so that you're in a lovely alignment in your body. And then your roll is just underneath your armpit. It might feel quite tense and painful. If so, just relax this top arm down. Okay, you don't have to have that arm lifted. That's going to add a little bit more intensity. So you can have this arm down. And then we're just going to rotate forward slightly and then rotate back. Okay, and you choose how big these rotations are. I would start off with a small movement, and then as you start to kind of feel this release under the armpit, you can increase the range of motion by adding a little bit more rotation forwards and back. Okay, really, really nice to stretch out underneath the armpit. Quite often we don't even realize that we're tight and stiff under the armpit. So this is a really nice way just to release and ease off anything that we're holding there. And then coming back to center. And if you want to just roll around, you can roll all the way to face the opposite direction. But I will spin round just in case you want to watch me do the other side. So exactly the same thing on this side. Roller underneath the armpit. Hands behind the head, rib cage lifted, and then you just rock forwards and back. And just remember, you can just have this arm down if that feels better, and just do small rotations. And you can repeat this class as many times as you like, and you might find that on the sort of second or third time you can rotate deeper into your positions. Once your position, your posture starts to open up and improve, and forwards and back, and you'll probably feel bits of kind of movement happening and little knots unwinding, as though, you know, sometimes you feel them if you were having a massage, you feel these knots and adhesions. That's what we're looking for here, to open up and release so that we can receive a lovely flow in our body of fresh blood, nutrients and oxygen delivered to all the tissues. Okay, making your rotation slightly bigger now. And then we will finish there. Coming back to center. Okay, lovely. So now we're going to lift off slowly from the roller. we're going to bring the roller so that it is lying the other way, so lengthways on the mat, and we're actually going to lie onto the roller. So we want to sit our bottoms right at the end of the roller, and if you haven't got a foam roller at home, you can do this with a rolled up towel, but rollers can be a really nice piece of equipment to work your stability and strength, but also to really give yourself a little massage. So sitting at the end of the roller, and then just gently using your arms either side to roll your spine down onto the roller so that your spine is parallel underneath the roller. If your head is kind of hanging off the back like this, you've not sat enough towards the end. So just shimmy your pelvis down, and then make sure that when you're lying there, your head is also supported. If you've got a ponytail like myself, you might want to just push it to one side so that your spine is nice and aligned and you're not kind of falling off with your head. So just take a moment to begin with, just to lie here. If it's the first time you've ever been in this position on a foam roller, it's going to feel a little bit strange. So just take a moment, get used to the sensation. Stabilize with your feet, so you can take your feet wider than your hips to make sure that you feel really nice and safe, or you can keep them in a line with your knees and hips if that feels okay for you today. Okay, you might want to start off with your legs wider and then bring them in closer as you kind of practice this session more and more. So just taking a moment, noticing how the shoulders just draw back, just lying here. Okay, so your chest just opens, and then you're just going to bring your hands in towards your body. Slowly lift one arm up towards the ceiling, and then follow with the other. Okay, you're going to wobble a little bit to begin. If you're too wobbly, open the feet wider. Okay, so from here, your hands are going to stay just as wide as your shoulders. And your arms are going to stay straight throughout this exercise. And all we're going to do is we're going to reach our fingertips up towards the sky. Okay, nice and slowly, as though you're reaching your upper arm bones out of your shoulder joint. Okay, really reach up as high as you can go. And then very slowly start to retract your shoulders back. But keep your arms straight and keep your hands in line with your shoulders. So your arms aren't opening out wider, they're staying in that position. And just start to hug your shoulders back on the roller, as though you're kind of giving it a backwards hug. And then we're going to go again. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to slowly lift the hands up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. And then gently bring them back down. And feel them just relax and squeeze backwards on the roller. You might feel a little shift in the muscles. And now we'll go again. Breathing in. Reach up. Breathing out, soften down slowly, carefully, and just hug them back on the roller. And we'll do two more like this. Breathing in. Lift, reach as far as you can go, maybe a little bit more now, maybe even give your fingers a wiggle to get them further, and then slowly soften them back down. And last time, breathe in. Breathe out. And hold your shoulders hugged back on the roller. So second position, hugged back on the roller. Keep your arms where they are, and we're just going to do some little circles with the shoulders. Okay, it might feel quite tense, especially if you carry a lot of tension and stress in your shoulders. So just be gentle and make them really small if that feels enough for you today, or you can really kind of get deep into the tissue if you make the circles a little bit bigger and wider, maybe even bring them wider really to get nice and deep in between the shoulder blades and the spine. And then reverse your circles the other way. So it's just like a self-massage for your back and shoulders. Accessible at any time at home. You might feel a few little clicks and cracks. And then we're going to slowly slow the circles down and then bring your shoulders back to a neutral alignment. So they're not stretched up, they're not hugged back, they're just in that start position. And then we're going to do a little bit of marching. So we're going to bring one hand down towards the foot and one arm is going to stretch back behind the body. See how far you get with this back hand. Can you touch the ground? If you can't, don't worry, just see where you get to. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, using the power and might and strength of your core, lift the arms back up and switch sides. Breathing in. Okay, and the whole time your body is becoming stronger as well as you're stabilizing yourself on this strange blue tube or whatever colored tube you're using, roller you're using, or object that you are using instead. Your core is really always doing the work to stabilize and center your body. Breathing in to relax down. Breathing out, lift up, switch sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. And just start to notice, are your hands reaching further back now that you've started to open up the shoulders, chest and back? Can you reach your hands back a little bit further than when we first started? And then lift both hands back up to the sky. And then from here, we're going to open our arms out to a 90-degree angle, cactus position. Palms flip up to face towards the ceiling. Okay, so I'm just going to come off to demonstrate, but you stay where you are. So we're going to look like this with our arms. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to close our eyes. And we're not going to move. I just want you to take a really big, deep breath into your chest. And then just exhale. Let everything sink and soften. Again, breathe in. Nice and wide in the chest. Breathe out. Relax. One more time. Breathe in full and deep. Breathe out, really let go, and see if your arms just sink down to touch the ground or in the direction of the ground a little bit further. And then we're going to keep one palm reaching up towards the ceiling, and we're going to flip the other palm, rotating the shoulder down to face the mat. So we've got one arm up and one arm down like so. And then we're going to switch nice and slowly. Switching to face the other palm down, and the other palm is going to flip up. And we're just going to do a few of these to each side, really working that rotator cuff and keeping aligned and strong in our position on the roller. Breathing in and out. and then come back up. So both of your palms are facing the ceiling again. Then from here, last exercise, we're going to reach both arms back behind the head. So straighten both arms out and reach the fingertips out nice and long. Really big stretch in the upper body. And then nice and slowly bend your elbows and bring them back through that cactus position, but then continue to bring your elbows all the way in towards the roller and your waistline. Squeeze them in. And again, breathe in. Reaching back. Breathe out. Very slowly, you'll probably feel this lovely stretch and sensation, this kind of nervy stretch down the arms. Again, breathe in. Reaching back. Reach, reach, reach. And breathing out. Bringing the elbows in, squeezing them in, and then flip your palms onto the ground. And now we're going to gracefully roll off the roller to one side, as gracefully as possible, and just take the roller out from underneath you. And lie with your body flat on the mat. Should feel really nice, and your shoulders should feel really nice and connected to the ground and open. And then you can just give your knees a little hug and rock from side to side. Taking a few deep breaths here, in and out. And then come back to center, and then slowly place your feet to the ground and sit your body up. Come round onto your hands and knees, and we'll finish off just with a little cat-cow to stretch out the back of the body and just give a little bit of massage to the vertebra. And then you can sit back into a rest position, stretch out, take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Breathe in, breathe out, and gently roll your body up to a seated position. And we're all done. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed that roller class and you're feeling nice and stretched out in your upper body, ready to go about your day. Thank you so much.